Dynamic Brothers.
Hey guys, welcome back to Super Dynamic Bros. I'm Michael Sarabona.
I'm Isaiah Amaro.
And today we're going to be reviewing Thor Ragnarok. Probably one of the most anticipated Marvel movies that came out this year.
Mm-hmm.
When that trailer came out, when everyone saw Thor's gonna fight the Hulk, everyone went crazy for it.
The trailer alone broke records.
Yeah.
How quick everybody saw it, in 24 hours.
It's one of the most viewed for the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, this might be one of the best MCU movies to date.
Definitely one of the top funniest, even Marvel movies altogether, not even including MCU.
I honestly enjoyed this movie more than both Guardians.
Mm-hmm. Definitely more than both Thor movies.
Let's put that out there. This is definitely nothing at all like the first two Thor movies. So if you're going in thinking, oh, it's another Thor movie, don't even think like that. This is something completely different, and it is so much fun to watch.
Yeah, this is definitely what Thor should have been. The outside galaxy, not Earth base. Him being funny, because Thor is technically, he's a funny guy in the comics, and just him wilding out without the hammer at all.
No, yeah, and actually the entire movie, no spoilers, but you're not even on Earth.
No,
there's not a single.
Tad bit here,
a
few minutes here, but majority of it takes place outside of space and into a different galaxy, different Earth, different planet. Go back to Asgard, back and forth.
Yeah, one thing I was a little bit worried about going into this movie was, so if you look at the trailers and you know that the Hulk's going to be in the movie, that they were going to blend the Ragnarok storyline, the end of Asgard storyline, and the Planet Hulk storyline. I was a little worried that maybe those tones wouldn't blend together at all, those two stories. But
especially with the length of the movie, but I did not feel any story of Planet Hulk or World War Hulk, not even a prequel of it, maybe a little bit, but majority of this movie is Ragnarok. Yeah,
this is a Thor movie without a doubt.
Yeah.
And the little element that they do have Planet Hulk with them going to Sakaar, the Gladiator Hulk, it mixed in so well with the other story that, you
would think it's part of it.
Yeah. It was just such a great pace throughout. It's really a lot of people are going to say that this might be just kind of a straight up comedy, but it was fun. It's got a lot of really, really, really funny moments, but it also is, serious at times where it's this is not a comedy. This is an action superhero movie with a lot of great comedy elements in it.
Yeah. Picture Guardians. You wouldn't really say Guardians was a straight up comedy. It had a lot of action in it. It's just like this movie, from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie.
This movie did the comedy better than Guardians 2 did their comedy, whenever I watch Guardians 2 now, there's really no stakes in Guardians 2. It's really just jokes and jokes and jokes. This one I actually do feel the stakes and seriousness at times.
Yeah. While
also having a really good time with these funny jokes.
Yeah, watching this movie too, compared to Guardians, people do die in this movie. As far as characters we know to just regular Asgardians or people in Sakaar, you see people dying, so there is a serious stake to this movie, like he's saying. But then they also mixed in the comedy too, so we were in the theaters, everybody was cracking up laughing at every single minute.
Yeah, and it's just the director of this movie is if you've ever seen What We Do in the Shadows, the same director, Taika Waititi. So he brings this weird sort of humor to the movie that just mixes in so well with it, and I gotta really give serious props to Chris Hemsworth. That man is he's a hidden gem in the comedy world.
Yeah,
his comedic timing is genius. It's kind of like when Channing Tatum was in 21 Jump Street,
and then you finally see him as a comedian.
Yeah, and
he's a funny guy too. Yeah,
and he's so good. Honestly, Thor is to me was one of the more underrated Avengers. You know, because
well, at first, yeah, when you saw him, it was more like Shakespearean, with the whole brother versus brother, and then the way he would talk. Like, yeah, you had some moments here that were funny, but you were like laughing at his way of viewing Earth, other than just him being funny.
Yeah.
Now it's just straight. He's just hilarious, and I would love to see more of him. Other than if they do a whole Marvel trilogy like they're doing with all the other ones, Iron Man, Captain America. I hope they make a pass for this one because I would love to see a fourth Thor. I would love to see the story.
Oh yeah.
Progress into something more.
I feel like because of this, there's definitely going to be a lot more Thor that we're going to have. I think they're definitely going to like develop more Thor movies and not just end it here. Because I think they finally they finally figured it out.
Yeah.
Like the first two times were kind of fails. Now this time they're like they know what to do with Thor, and all like, you know, some of your favorites from the other movies, like Anthony Hopkins is back in it. Tom Hiddleston as Loki is still as great as, you know, as always. He's always one of my favorite more villain types in the MCU. But there's a lot of great new additions to this. I think the best one was Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum definitely sold the show in this movie.
I just feel like Jeff Goldblum literally just played Jeff Goldblum, and it was perfect.
Yeah, I felt like, I mean, as the character he was and how powerful he is of what his character was written, I thought he played the character to his own liking, to where people will accept him, like, of his character. I enjoyed his character for what it was.
So much. Every time he was on screen, which is awesome.
I thought he made it his own. He wasn't trying to copy paste by paste of what the comics has it as or of what people think he should be. And I love the way he did. They just told him, "Hey, just do you," and he did it.
he literally plays himself, and it was just perfect. It really was. It was exactly what you'd expect Jeff Goldblum being in a Marvel movie would be. So you had him. You had Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie. She was really bad. She was so badass. Honestly, a great. I'm really hoping that she's going to be in more Marvel movies.
Oh, for sure.
She was great.
I mean, they got rid of, I think, Lady Sif, and then they added her to it. But
it's a good substitute.
Great substitute.
Great substitute. Yeah. No more Jane Foster, so now we have Valkyrie.
Perfect. I'd rather have her. If they ever do like a female Thor, like I hope kind of they rewrite it and just have her as it.
It would make more sense, actually.
I haven't heard the Jane Foster's story yet.
Way more sense. So her and Kate Blanchett's playing the villain Helena. Or Helen? Hella. I like it. She was honestly she was actually pretty great. She definitely not like the other kind of Marvel, because you know how these Marvel villains, like, some of them are really not the best, but
no, like Marvel does, they focus more on their character base and the story wise, other than focus on who are they fighting.
But no, I think you know, you bring in Kate Blanchett, you get a great actress in that role. She really brings something new to it. She was terrifying, badass at the same time. And her backstory, I'm not going to go into it, but her backstory was pretty unexpected.
No, they really open your eyes of the history of Asgard and all that, and why was she locked up and this and that, but yeah, like, I could feel for her character too. Like, I saw of why she's acting this way, of why she has to be the villain, why was she locked up all this time. I'm like, okay, I understand. And that's what a good villain does. When you can see their side, then you know you got a good villain. And
when they think that they're the good guys, yeah, that makes for a better villain.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, and I can't really kind of think of anything wrong with the movie. Do you have any cons about this?
No, I felt maybe in the beginning it felt a little too rushed. Like, I wish they would add maybe another 10 more minutes to this movie, and just kind of where the rushness comes, like, just spread it out a little bit, give us more of a breather.
Just a little bit, yeah. They do in the beginning. They do kind of jump place to place, and then
like they're just trying to hurry up to get you to where you need to be, so we could start the rest of the movie. And then afterwards, everything was smooth.
Yeah. But the beginning still was super entertaining, especially the opening scene is probably one of the best parts of the movie. Like, you'll see why. So honestly, like, I think this was a perfect Marvel movie. This is definitely going in the top, of all time. I'm gonna give this one a really big score. I think I'm gonna go with a 10 out of 10 for me.
Wow, 10 out of 10, perfect.
I couldn't really find anything wrong with it. Like, yeah, there was that little pace issue in the beginning, but I didn't when I'm watching it, I didn't mind it. How about you?
I was really close about giving it to a 10, but I'll give it the 9.5. A little mark off because of the pacing issue in the beginning, but other than that, everything else was perfect. Casting was great. Carl Urban was great as the executioner.
Yeah. Love Carl Urban in this. But yeah, honestly, guys, it's definitely the best Thor movie, and an argument could be made as one of the best Marvel movies. So definitely go check it out. It's the best, in my opinion, the best comic book movie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So
funniest movie of this year. Trying to remember before you could quote me on this one.
To be honest, I will give it funniest movie of the year.
Yeah, honestly, I can't think of any other funny
Mostly
movie.
just because of Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, and you'll see why.
And stay for the post-credit scenes.
Yeah,
They're not DC. They actually will show.
Them.
They will give you something for staying after the credits.
Or just don't be that person that walks out of a Marvel movie without seeing a post-credit scene.
I know a lot of people who do that, and then
I don't get it. Sit down. Sit down and wait. Patience.
Yeah.
It's a virtue. Alright, guys. Well, thank you all for joining us today. You guys have a Thor-tastic weekend.
That's a good one.
Thank
you.
Right?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.